Good morning, children. Let's go into the second part of the world in a wall. Yes, children. Do you remember what we had done in the previous session? Yeah, we had seen how the author had brought the scorpions together with its babies in a matchbox and kept it on the dining table. His brother Larry had opened the matchbox with the result that the scorpion and its babies began moving all along the dining table, and there was utter chaos and confusion in the house. Now let's move over to the second part of this lesson. He uttered a roar of fright that made Lugarezia drop a plate and brought Roger out from beneath the table, barking wildly. So now Larry started roaring in fright, and the maid, Lugarezia, just dropped the plate on the floor and brought Roger out from beneath the table, barking wildly. So Roger, who was sitting just under the table, came out barking wildly. With a flick of his hand, he sent the unfortunate scorpion flying down the table, and she landed midway between Margot and Leslie, scattering babies like confetti as she thumped on the cloth. Okay, when he just flicked his hand, the scorpion just flew down the table, and the scorpion landed midway between Margot and Leslie. And the babies all were scattered everywhere, just like confetti. Confetti here is colored paper, was thrown during birthday parties. Leslie leapt to his feet, overturning his chair, and flicked out desperately with his napkin, sending the scorpion rolling across the cloth towards Margot. Now, Leslie jumped onto his feet, with the result that the chair was overturned and he flicked out his napkin, desperately sending the scorpion rolling across the cloth towards Margot, who promptly let out a scream that any railway engine would have been proud to produce. Margot let out a scream which was as loud as a railway engine. Mother, completely bewildered by the sudden and rapid change from pace to chaos, put on her glasses and peered down the table to see what was causing the pandemonium. Now, Mother came into the picture. She was utterly confused, utterly puzzled, and she was wondering what it was that was causing such a chaos in the house. She put on her glasses and peered down the table to see what was causing this pandemonium. Okay? And at the same moment, Margot, in a vain attempt to stop the scorpion's advance, hurled a glass of water at it. And what did Margot do? She actually wanted to stop the scorpion advancing, and she hurled a glass of water at it. The Shah missed the animal completely, but successfully drenched Mother, who, not being able to stand cold water, promptly lost her breath. So, when Margot hurled a glass of water at the scorpion, it just missed it and it drenched Mother. Mother, of course, was not able to stand cold water and she lost her breath and sat gasping at the end of the table. Mother was not able to stand cold water and just sat at the end of the table gasping for breath, unable even to protest. The scorpion had now gone to ground under Leslie's plate, while her babies swarmed wildly all over the table. So the scorpion took shelter under Leslie's plate, and her babies were moving all along, all around, wildly over the table. Roger, mystified by the panic, but determined to do his share, ran round and round the room, barking hysterically. And Roger, of course, was not able to understand what was all the chaos about. But he too, was determined to do his share. When he found that all the other people in the house was running around, he too moved around the room, barking hysterically. "It's that silly boy again," bellowed Larry. Look out, they're coming," screamed Margot. And Margot here saw the scorpion approaching, and she asked all the others to look out for it. "All we need is a book," roared Leslie. "Don't panic, hit them with a book." Okay, so what do you all do? See, whenever you two do the same. Whenever you find an ant or even a cockroach, what do you all of you do? The first thing that you see is a book, is it not? You too take a book and hit it, is it not? So here too, Leslie, okay, ask the others to take a book and hit it with a book. "All we need is a book," roared Leslie. "Don't panic, hit them with a book." So he asked the others to just take a book and hit them. "What on earth's the matter with you all?" Mother kept imploring, mopping her glasses. So Mother was wondering what the commotion was all about. And she kept on, imploring, asking them, begging them, and at the same time she was mopping her glasses. She was busy mopping her glasses because there was water all around, all over her. "It's that boy. He'll kill the lot of us. Look at the table, knee deep in scorpions." Okay, so everywhere, all around the table, all over the table, everywhere, there were scorpions. "Quick, quick, do something. Look out, look out. Stop screeching and get a book, for God's sake. You're worse than the dog. Shut up, Roger." Okay, so everybody, there was a lot of commotion, a lot of shouting and screeching all along. And here, Leslie was asking them to get a book. And, you're worse than the dog. So Roger too, the dog too, was barking loudly. And here, he told them that they were even worse than the dog. "By the grace of God, I wasn't bitten." Okay, Larry here exclaimed that it was by God's grace that he wasn't bitten by the scorpion. "Look out, there's another one. Quick, quick." So there were babies all around, all over the table. Okay, and they were moving about wildly. "Oh, shut up and get me a book or something." But how did the scorpions get on the table, dear? The silly boy. Every matchbox in the house is a dead trap. Okay, so all the matchboxes here, he's saying, every matchbox, that is all the matchbox in the house is a dead trap. That is, there were scorpions inside. "Look out, it's coming towards me. Quick, quick, do something. Hit it with your knife. Your knife. Go on, hit it." Since no one had bothered to explain things to him, Roger was under the mistaken impression that the family was being attacked. Okay, so Roger was running all around the house, and no one had actually bothered to tell him what was the commotion. So he was under the impression that the family was being attacked. Someone was attacking the family, and that it was his duty to defend them. As Lugarzia was the only stranger in the room, he came to a logical conclusion that she must be the responsible party, so he bit her in the ankle. This did not help matters very much. So Roger was under the impression that the family was being attacked, and he thought that he had to defend the family. So he thought that because Lugarezia was the only person who was a stranger to the house, he thought that she was the person who was responsible for all the commotion in the house. So he bit her in the ankle. And of course, this made matters all the more worse. By the time a certain amount of order has been restored, all the baby scorpions had hidden themselves under various plates and bits of cutlery. Okay, so for a certain time, after some time, order was restored. There was chaos and confusion. For some time was restored in the house. The baby scorpions all hid themselves under plates and cutlery. Eventually, after impassioned pleas on my part, backed up by Mother Leslie's suggestion that the whole lot be slaughtered was squashed. Okay, so the writer on his part begged the family to be quiet, and of course, Mother too implored everyone to, you know, keep quiet. Leslie's suggestion that the whole lot be slaughtered was quashed. So Leslie had suggested that all the scorpions should be, you know, um, slaughtered. And this idea was stopped. While the family, still simmering with rage and fright, retired to the drawing room. Okay, the family still were, seething with anger and rage, and also they were very, very frightened. They retired to the drawing room. I spent half an hour rounding up the babies. What did the writer do? What did Gerald Darrell do? He spent about half an hour rounding up the babies. So you to find all the babies. So picking them up in a teaspoon. He picked them up in a teaspoon and returning them to their mother's back. Okay, so the writer, he picked up the babies in a teaspoon and returned them to their mother's back. Then I carried them outside on a saucer and with the utmost reluctance released them on the garden wall. Of course, the writer did not want to, put them all in the garden wall. Okay, he actually, remember, he wanted to take it to his room and see them grow. But here, there's such a lot of commotion, and with the scorpion and his babies all along the house, he picked them up, he put it in the, picked them up in a teaspoon and carried them outside on a saucer. And it was with a lot of reluctance. He actually loved these scorpions and his babies, but he had to release them on the garden wall. It was much against his wishes. Roger and I went and spent the afternoon on the hillside. Okay, so after all the commotion in the house, and after he had put the babies and the scorpion on the garden wall, the Roger, that is his dog, and the writer went and spent the afternoon on the hillside. For I felt it would be prudent to love the family, to have a siesta before seeing them again. So, after, you know, all the commotion in the house, Roger and the writer went out and spent the afternoon on the hillside. And he thought that after, he wanted the scorpion and the babies to have their siesta, that is, their evening, the midday sleep, siesta. We call it as midday sleep. So he thought that let them rest. Okay, he thought it was sensible to allow the scorpions and the babies to have a rest, so that after that he will go and see them. Okay, children, so I suppose you have understood this lesson. We have a small activity here. Let's match the column. In column A, we have the words, and in column B, we have the meaning. You're going to match A with B. Now, come to the first one. It's pandemonium. What's the meaning of pandemonium? Yes, it is chaos. The second one, impassioned. Impassioned, yes, it is emotional. The third one, reluctance. The meaning of reluctance is unwillingness. Then, the fourth, siesta, is midday sleep. The fifth one, cutlery. Cutlery, cutting tools like fork. So children, with this we finish with the second part of this lesson, the world in a wall. Thank you, children.